Good morning. Today finds me at Warnham station. I've just arrived on a service from Victoria, which I caught at Clapham Junction, and it's now going to proceed down to Horsham. So I'll shut up as the train's just about to leave, and it would drown me out. Today was quite a complicated exercise in arranging where to come and where to go. My initial thoughts were I wanted to do the line between Horsham up to Crawley, 3 bridges, but when I started working it all out, it all became very complicated and I wouldn't get home till 8 o'clock and it would be a bit of a rush. As it is, I left home at 9:20 and I've only arrived here at Warnham at 11:45 and I don't expect to get home until 10 o'clock. Anyway, the objective today is to visit 4 stations, so Warnham I should say, Warnham, Horsham, Pulborough and Billingshurst. Somebody's been very busy on the platform laying down salt, so it must have been frosty here this morning. It certainly was where I live. So let's just have a quick look at the station, because I've now got to walk an hour into Horsham because the service on this line is only an hour each way. Warnham station opened when the link between Leatherhead and Dorking opened on the 11th of March 1867. Even back in the 80s, the station boasted a signal box which doubled up as a ticket office, as a number of the stations on this line did as well. I make quite a strange sight when I walk down the road because I got a slight back problem. I have to keep myself stretched. So what I do is I pick up a stick and I throw it like this, and I walk and I pick and I bend down and I pick it up and I throw it again, and this helps stretch my back and this prevents a lot of pain down my leg. I do this at home when I'm out in the woods. My dog died in September and I haven't got another dog, so I still go out walking and I throw the stick. And the other day somebody asked me whether or not my dog was friendly, and I said I haven't got a dog, and they laughed, and I turned around and there was a dog behind me. I said, no, seriously, that's not my dog. And they laughed again, and then the owner turned up. And I saw them the next day, and I was doing the same thing, and they said to me, still not found your dog yet? So I'm about halfway to the station now, or just over halfway to the station. Just crossing the line. This is the line that comes from Dorking and London Victoria. There's a little siding there on the right hand side, and where it veers round to the right, the line in from Crawley, 3 bridges. Just gone 12:31 and the station is in sight according to this sign. And there you go, barely 50 yards from the road sign. Built in delightful Southern Railway red brick in an Art Deco style. Marvellous. I've got to say, it's an absolute classic of design, this station. Marvellous. So this is the approach to Horsham station, which is behind me, and Southern service arriving. I just missed my train by about 2 minutes, but it doesn't really matter. I think this one terminates, yeah, this must have been a Victoria train. It was about an hour since I got off at Warnham, so I didn't do too badly. And over there on the left is railhead treatment trains. So the line off to the right goes to 3 bridges, Gatwick Airport, and then up to London Victoria, and the line on the left is the Southern line which goes to London, Waterloo and London Victoria. To come down on the right hand side, the ticket would cost you, or would have cost me £13.65. The ticket to come down on the left hand side cost me £10. They're with a senior rail card and they're off-peak returns. And what I haven't mentioned yet is that fantastic signal box. There is one at Dorking as well. Absolutely tremendous. View taken from the end of platform 1 and 2, looking towards London. So now at the end of platforms 3 and 4. So the train on the left hand side has just arrived. It normally splits here and it goes to Portsmouth Harbour leaving at 13:01 and then Bognor Regis at 13:04. But unfortunately somebody's been hit at a station on the Portsmouth line, so the train's not splitting and it's proceeding to Bognor Regis. Arrived at Pulborough, 13:18, and my god, there's a stink here. Oh dear, it smells like somebody's dumped a 10-ton load of fish, and wearing a face mask doesn't help. So I've got about 20 minutes here, catch the train back to Billingshurst. Oh, it's a nice country station here. Pulborough station opened on the 10th of October 1859. A very smart exterior. This is delightful. Looks almost Georgian, and it's got a good shed. How about that? Oh shit, I think that's my train. Bugger me. No. Fortunately, that wasn't my train. My train is at 13:55, and the problem was that it wasn't showing on the display boards, but it is now, so panic over. Pulborough is served by just the Victoria, Littlehampton / Bognor and Bognor / Portsmouth trains. At least that's what it did when this book was published in the 1980s. It now just has a service that goes backwards and forwards from Bognor Regis. Geoffrey Boddy, who wrote that book, was not as impressed with Pulborough station as I am, as he refers to the station building, which had me in raptures, as a boring 2-storey building. Just shows, doesn't it? Horses for courses. So this platform face was originally the line to Midhurst, which no longer exists. And over there were some other sidings. And in fact, this siding and that signal box was still being used in the 1980s. I must say, I'm very impressed with this station. I must say, indeed. Served by 2 trains an hour. One's slightly faster than the other, because that's where I think I got confused. Because the 13:24 doesn't stop at Billinghurst, which is where I wanted to go, or where I want to go. That, believe it or not, is a Bognor Regis service. The next service, which is a train I'm going to catch, comes from Bognor Regis. So, Billingshurst. So, quite impressive station. Similar style to other red brick stations on the line, and of course the goods shed still there. This is the delayed 1412 to Bognor Regis. And there it goes. Interesting to see when the crossing opens, because the 135 is due in about 5 minutes. I expect they will open them. Nope, they haven't, because here comes my train. Maybe it's not 35, maybe it's 32. Normally only 4 carriages, because these trains normally split. Here we are at Christ's Hospital station. I've been here before. I walked from Horsham on sea along the former branch line that went that way. I can't remember where it goes through now, but it used to run up here, join the line here and run into Horsham. There were a number of branch lines that used to run into Horsham.
The next station is Horsham.
So I just arrived back at Horsham. Got a while to wait until my train's due to go at 3:15. And I heard this humming sound, so I came and investigated. See the windows open. I think I'll go and ask the driver when he's due to leave. It's going to the sidings. So this is my train that will take me most of the way home, but this is where my video finishes today. Been interesting as usual, in my opinion anyway, and I've had an enjoyable day. It's a bit chilly, but there we go. Can't have everything. One thing I would point out, the trains have been incredibly empty, although Billingshurst station was pretty busy. Right, now I'll sit down here and relax for the next hour or so to Clapham Junction. So, as I leave, the train for Bognor Regis leaves. Bye!